عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good morning everyone. How are you? I am Jana Ahmed Al Sadiq and today's model is talking about physics. The first question in this model is talking about which of the following units of measurement is a vector and derived unit. Is a vector and also it's a derived unit. First of all, what we have here in choice A, we have Newton, B, mole, C, second, D, kilogram. Now he wants a measurement which is a vector and also is a derived unit. If it is derived unit, so that means it is a derived quantity. Like for example here, what we have for Newton. Newton is the derived unit of force. Mole is also a unit of amount of substance. Second is a unit of time. Kilogram is the unit of mass. Now, which one of the following are derived physical quantity and it's also vector? Is force, right? So that means force which have the derived unit of Newton. So the correct answer for question number 1, which is A. Now in question number 2 it says a student in a laboratory placed masses M1, the first mass is 0.5 kilogram, M2 which is 150 gram, and M3 which is 450 milligram. On one of a pan of pin balance, what mass is placed on another pan to be in equilibrium? Now what we have here, we have 3 masses, right? And we want the mass which is placed on another pan to be in equilibrium. So that means what we have in the choices, we have 4 choices which is in gram. So that means the mass that we have in the question, we will convert it into grams. Like for example, the first mass which is 0.5 kilogram will convert it to gram. So that means 0.5 kilogram into gram. When you will convert it, it will be 500 gram. Yes. Why? Because if you can see here, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. So that means what we have here 0.5 kilogram, right? If we make in the another line 0.5 kilogram is equal to, we don't know, right? So that means when you will make a crisscross, we will cut kilogram with kilogram and 1000 times 0.5, then the answer it will be 500 gram. So this is the last answer when you convert kilogram into gram. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. But what we have here 0.5 kilogram, but we don't know the gram. So that means we'll cut kilogram with kilogram, then we'll crisscross. That means it will be 1000 gram times 0.5, it will be 500 gram. So the first mass we have. The second mass, it's already converted. That means it's already in the unit of gram, 150 gram. And the third mass, what we have here, 450 milligram. Milligram also have another one. Okay, like for example here, one milligram is equal to 0.00001. 1 milligram is equal to 0.001 gram. Now what we have here, we have 450 milligram. We have 450 milligram is equal to, we don't know. So that means we will cut milligram with milligram. Then when we make a crisscross, it will be 0.001 gram times 450. So that means at the last, the answer it will be 0.45 gram. Now we have 3 grams. The first gram, which is 500 gram. The second one, we have 150 gram. And the third one, which is 0.45 gram. When you will add all of them, all of the masses, the last answer, it will be 650.45. So that means the last answer for this question, after adding the 3 masses together, you will get 650.45 gram. So that means the correct answer for question number 2 is the choice C. Okay. Now let's go for the next question. In question number 3, it says horizontally thrown ball from a certain height is an example of which motion? Rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, rotary motion, or vibratory motion? First of all, let's see the definition for these choices. Like for example, rectilinear motion, you know that is the motion of a body along a straight line, right? It's not a horizontally thrown. It's the example of rectilinear motion. It's along a straight line. It's the motion of a body along a straight line. Okay. What about choice C, rotary motion? Rotary motion actually is a rotation about an axis, right? Okay. In choice D, we have vibratory motion. Actually, vibratory motion is a to and fro or back and forth or up and down motion of a body. This motion does not have constant velocity. So that means the last choice that we have, the only choice is curvilinear motion. Why? Because curvilinear motion is the motion of a body along a curved path, and horizontal thrown ball from a certain height is an example of curvilinear motion. So the correct answer for question number 3 is choice B. Okay, now in question number 4, what we have here, a bus moving along a straight line with a constant velocity of 30 meters per second for 5 seconds. What is the acceleration of the bus? First of all, we have the given, which is velocity is equal to 30 meters per second. Okay, and we have the time, which is 5 seconds. Then we need to find acceleration. And we know that acceleration, its formula is A is equal to V over T. The formula for acceleration is A is equal to V over T. Right? So that means is equal to what? What we have for V, which is velocity? It will be 30. Right? Over what? Over 5, which is over time. Over 5. Then when we will divide 30 over 5, but before 30/5. Here he said constant velocity. When he said constant velocity, that means the velocity doesn't change. And for velocity, we have two. We have initial velocity and final velocity. And both of them are 30 meters per second. Why? Because he said constant velocity. It doesn't change from initial until final. Also, the same thing. Initial is the same as final because it's constant velocity. So that means in initial velocity we have 30 meters per second. And in final velocity we have 30 meters per second. And for initial and final velocity, how can we find velocity or the total velocity from them? It will be final velocity minus initial velocity. That means here final velocity minus final velocity minus initial velocity over what? Over time taken, right? Over time taken. It's the same. Acceleration is equal to velocity over time. But here what we have? We have two velocities, which is final velocity and initial velocity, and with time taken. So final velocity and initial velocity are 30 meters per second. So that means down here, if you can see, acceleration is equal to 30, which is final velocity, minus 30, which is initial velocity, over 5. That means is equal to what? 0/5. And when it is 0/5, when it is 0/5, that means is equal to 0. So in which choice we have 0 here? Yes, choice D. So that means the correct answer for question number 4 is the choice D, which is 0 meters per second square. Okay, now in question number 5, what we have here? In question number 5, it says a stone and cotton are released in vacuum. Which one of the following is correct? The stone falls while the cotton remains at rest? No. The stone strikes the ground after cotton? No. Both stone and cotton strike the ground at the same time? Yes, both of them will strike the ground at the same time. Why? Because it says are released in vacuum. So that means the weight of the stone and the cotton, it will be the same. Both stone and cotton strike the ground at the same time. So the correct answer for question number 5 is the choice C. Okay, now in question number 6, it says which of the following is not correct about friction? It depends on the nature of surface. Yes, it depends. It depends on magnitude and normal force. Yes, it depends on both of them. It can be reduced by using lubrication. Yes, it can be reduced by using this lubrication. Kinetic frictional force is greater than the static frictional force? No. Here is the reverse thing. Static frictional force is greater than kinetic frictional force. So that means the choice which is not correct about friction is the choice D. Okay, now in question number 7, it says a 15 Newton horizontal force is sufficient to move 150 Newton cart on a level road at a uniform speed. What is the value of coefficient of friction? Actually, in question number 7, there is an error that the answer are not between the choices, because the answer it will be 0.1. Why? Because when we will divide 115 by 150, it will be 1/10, right? That means is equal to 0.1. But 0.1 are not between the 4 choices, which is 1.5, 0.5, 2 or 0.2. The answer it should be 0.1. So in question number 7, the correct answer is 0.1. That means it's have an error. Okay, now in question number 8. In question number 8, it says what? Action and reaction forces are what? Acted up on two different bodies, or equal in magnitude and the same in direction, or acted up on same bodies, or equal in magnitude and acted up on same bodies. First of all, C and D are not correct. Why? Because he says same bodies. No, they are in different bodies. Okay, so that means we have 2 choices only, which is A and B. In choice B, it says equal in magnitude and the same in direction. No, it's not correct. So that means the only choice here is choice A, acted up on 2 different bodies, action and reaction forces. So that means the correct answer for question number 8 is A, acted up on 2 different bodies. Okay, now in question number 9, it says which of the following is not a unit of energy? It says energy. Now we have kilogram meter squared over second square, and we have joules, and we have watt over second, and we have Newton times meter over second. Actually, the correct answer it will be B. Why? Because the unit of energy is joule, right? No, yes, it says not a unit. Not a unit of energy, it will be Newton times meter per second. Why? Because kilogram times meter is Newton, and Newton times meter per second square is the correct answer for energy. Joule also is an joule is the unit of energy and work. Watt per second also is the unit of energy, but the one which is not a unit of energy is B, which is Newton times meter per second only. So that means the correct answer for question number 9, which is not correct for energy, that means is the not unit of energy, is choice B. Okay, now question number 10 says what is the kinetic energy of a flying bird of mass 0.2 kilogram flying with a velocity of 10 meters per second? Now what we have here, we have mass and we have velocity, but we need to find the kinetic energy of that bird. Okay, now the formula for kinetic energy is what? Kinetic energy is equal to what? 1/2 times let's make it x better, times m, which is mass, times velocity squared. Velocity times velocity, which means velocity squared, but because I don't have here the squared one, so that means it will be velocity squared, velocity times velocity. Okay, now after we having the formula, kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 times mass times velocity, which is times velocity squared. we can place the numbers in place of their symbols. Like for example, in place of mass, in place of m, we can put what? Here is equal to 1 over 2 times 0.2 times what we have here in velocity 10, right? So that means 10 times 10, which it will be 100. Then what we will do here, 1 over 2 here, it is 1 over 2. One over 2 here by 2 and here by 2 also to be by 1, so that means as the last answer it will be 10. Why? Because here by 2 by 2 it will be by 1, and here cut 0 by 0, which is 0 by 0.2, so that means as the last answer it will be 10. So the correct answer for question number 10, it will be choice D. Choice D, which is 10 joule. Okay, now in question number Now question number 11, it says, which diagram represents second order of lever? A, B, C, or D? First of all, D, it's not from the order of lever, okay, because it's not a lever. So that means we have only 3 choices, which is A, B, and C. First of all, A is the first order of lever. Why? Because load, it's coming first, and fulcrum is between load and effort, right? And the third order of lever, which is B, because load is coming first and effort is between load and fulcrum. So that means the correct answer is C. Why? Because load is between fulcrum and effort, and this is the second order of lever. So that means the correct answer for question number 11, which is the second order of lever, is choice C. The correct answer is choice C. Okay, now question number 12, it says a pulley system with ideal mechanical advantage of 4 requires a force of 15 Newton to lift a load of 45 Newton. Find the efficiency of the machine. Okay, first of all, we'll find the mechanical advantage, then we can find the efficiency of the machine. First of all, mechanical advantage is equal to load over effort. Load over effort, right? So that means what we have in load, we have 45 Newton. 45 Newton over what? What in place of effort? It will be 15 Newton, right? 15 Newton. Then when we will simplify, it will be 3 over 4, right? 3 over 4. Okay, after we having the mechanical advantage, I mean it will be 3 only. It will be 3. Mechanical advantage is equal to 3. Okay, now what we will have, we want to find the efficiency. Find the efficiency of the machine. And we have the ideal mechanical advantage, which is 4, and always ideal mechanical advantage. Here if you can say ideal mechanical advantage is equal to what? Velocity ratio, right? Velocity ratio, because the formula for efficiency is equal to what? Mechanical advantage over velocity ratio. So that means mechanical advantage over velocity ratio, it will be 3 over 4. Why? Because if you can see up here, ideal mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio, that means it's equal to 4. Because we have already in the question that ideal mechanical advantage of 4. Okay, so that means after having the formula here, what we will do, we will make 3, which is mechanical advantage, over 4, which is velocity ratio, times 100%. Now after simplifying them, it will be 75. Why? Because by 4 it will be by 200, it will be by 50, then again by 2, then it will be 25, 3 times 25, it will be 75. So that means the last answer, it will be 75%. So this is the last answer for question number 12. That means it's the choice A. The correct choice, or the correct answer for question number 12 is choice A. Okay, now in question number 13, what we have, the temperature of room is 20 degrees Celsius. What is, okay, here, delete. In question number 13, it says the temperature of room is 20 degrees Celsius. We have the degree of Celsius. What is the temperature of room in Fahrenheit scale? So that means we'll convert from degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit scale. And the formula of this question, the formula for Celsius and Fahrenheit, that's convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, it will be Fahrenheit, temperature of Fahrenheit is equal to what? 9 over 5 times the temperature of Celsius plus 32 degree. But because I don't have here degree, so that means Fahrenheit, the temperature of Fahrenheit is equal to 9 over 5 times the degree of Celsius plus 32 degree. Now after having the formula, we'll put in place of temperature of Celsius its temperature or its degree, which is 20 degrees Celsius. So that means it's equal to what? 9 over 5 times 20 plus 32. And after simplifying them, what we will have, it will be 36 plus 32. After simplifying 9 over 5 times 20, here by 5 1 by 24, then 9 times 4, it will be 36 plus 32, then the last answer, it will be 68 degree. So the correct answer for question number 13, it will be the choice C, which is 68 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, now in question number 14, it says which of the following is not the effect of heating a body? Temperature of body rises and gets hotter, or the body may expand, or it may change of state, or increase in mass. First of all, temperature of body rises and gets hotter. Yes, it's because of the temperature of body, it rises and gets hotter, right? Okay, and the body may expand. Yes, it's correct. Change of state. Yes, it's correct. Increase in mass. No, it's not the correct answer. Why? Because which of the following is not the effect. Increase in mass is not the effect of heating of a body. So that means the correct answer, which is not correct about the effect of heating a body, is choice D. Choice D. Now question number 15, it says the change of state from liquid to vapor that takes place at the surface of liquid and at any temperature is what? Evaporation, boiling, freezing, or vaporization. Now let's see. He said from liquid to vapor. From liquid to vapor that takes place at the surface of liquid and at any temperature. Of course it will be evaporation. Right? From liquid to vapor it will be evaporation. Why is not boiling, freezing, or vaporization? Because boiling it will take the state from liquid to gas, freezing which is liquid to solid, and vaporization which is gas to solid. So that means the correct answer, which states from the form of liquid to vapor, is evaporation. So the correct answer, it will be the choice A. Now question number 16, it says in which of the following material is the speed of sound the fastest? What we have here: oxygen, copper, steel, and seawater. Okay, oxygen it's a gas, copper is a solid, steel is a solid, seawater is a liquid, right? Okay, now we are here. If you can see that gas, solid, and liquid. First of all, gas, liquid is greater than gas, and solid is greater than liquid, right? Wait, I'll write it here. Here what we have: gas, right? Gas is less than liquid. Gas is less than liquid, and okay, so gas is less than liquid, less than liquid, and liquid is less than solid. So that means gas is less than liquid and liquid is less than solid. That means liquid is greater than gas and solid is greater than liquid. Okay, that means oxygen, we are not going to take it, or seawater, because oxygen is gas and seawater is liquid. So now what we have here, only two choices, which is B and C. Copper and steel. Copper and steel are solid, right? Copper and steel are solid. But which one have the highest speed, meter per second, 0 degrees Celsius? Which one? For copper we have 4998, and for steel we have 5948. So that means the large one, which is steel, 5948 is greater than 4998. So that means the correct answer for question number 16, it will be steel, which is choice C. Now in question number 17, so that means the answer for question number 16 is the choice C, which is steel. Okay, in question number 17 it says a student standing 510 meters from a tall building claps his hands and hears the echo 3 seconds later. What is the speed of sound? First of all, there is a formula for the sound, the speed of sound. Like for example, velocity or the speed, V is equal to 2s over t. That means 2 to the distance, 2 times distance over time. and we have here the distance and we have the time. So that means we will use the formula of V, which is the speed. It will be better if I write it here. V is equal to what? To S over T. Right? V is equal to 2S over T. So that means when we place the numbers in place of their symbols, it will be what? 2 times 510 over what? Over the time taken, which is 3 seconds. Right? So that means V is equal to 2S over T. That means 2 times 510 over 3. Now what we will have here, we will have, after timesing 510 by 2, it will be 1020. Divide by 3. Then the answer, it will be what? 340 meter per second. So this is the correct answer for question number 17. So that means the correct choice for question number 17 is C. The choice C. Okay, now in question number Yes, in question number 18 it says what? A freely suspended magnet always points what? Northeast or north-south or east-west or east-north? Actually, the correct answer that all of the people know is north and south, right? North-south. Okay. Why? Because if a magnet is suspended from a tin thread, it always points in the same direction toward the geographic north-south direction. So this is the correct answer for question number B. I mean for question number 18, choice B is the correct answer. Now in question number 19, which of the following is correct representation of magnetic field lines around a pair magnet of two magnets? Of course it will be D. Why? Because magnetic lines of force around the pair magnet, it's always coming that inside from north to south. From outside it's coming to the south and take out or going out from north. Now question number 20, that means choice D. Okay, in question number 20, which of the following is not the use of an electroscope? We have here to charge a body, to detect whether a body is charged or not, to detect sign on a charged body, or to detect a body in conductor or not. First of all, the uses of electroscope is to illustrate that charges move throughout metals, and to test whether a body is changed or not, and also to detect the sign of a charge on a body. So that means B, C, and D are correct, but to charge a body, it's not the use of electroscope. So that means the correct answer that's not the use of electroscope is choice A. Now question number 21, it says what? When a glass material wrapped with a silk, it becomes positively charged by what? Gaining proton, gaining electron, or losing electron, or losing proton? Of course it will be losing electron, because when a glass material wrapped with a silk, electrons will be transferred from the glass to the silk. Hence the glass is positively charged while the silk is negatively charged. So that means one will gain electrons and the other one will lose electrons. Yes, because one of the bodies gains electrons while the other loses electrons. So that means the correct answer for question number 21 is losing electrons. When a glass material rubbed with a silk, it becomes positively charged by what? Losing electrons. Okay, now question number 22, it says if a current of 500 milliampere flows through a conductor for 20 seconds, the amount of charge transferred through the conductor is what? 10 coulomb, 40 coulomb, or 25 coulomb, or 1/2 coulomb? The correct answer, it will be by a formula. First of all, we have milliampere. It should be ampere, right? Because current is equal to what? Current is equal to ampere times second. Here, if you can see, 1 milliampere is equal to what? 0.001 ampere, right? And what we have here, 500 milliampere is equal to, we don't know. Okay, when we will cut milliampere with milliampere, it will be 500 only, and we have 0.001 ampere, so that means when we make a crisscross, it will be times 0.001 ampere times 500 will give us what? Will give us 0.5 ampere. Okay, after like finding the current and we have the time, which is 20 seconds, we can now find Q. Why? Because the formula it is what? Q is equal to I times T, right? So that means I is 0.5 ampere times 20 seconds, right? Then the last answer, 0.5 times 20 is equal to 10 coulomb. So the correct answer and the best choice for question number 22 is choice A. Okay, now in question number 23, power developed by the machine to lift a 30 kilogram mass to a height of 70 meters in 3 seconds and take gravity is equal to what? 10 meters per second square. Okay, now the formula for power, first of all, the formula for power is equal to work over time taken, right? W over T. And now what we have here, we have mass, we have height, we have time, and we have gravity, or we can say also acceleration. So what we will do here, we know that work is equal to force times distance, right? That means force is equal to what? MA. Wait, I will write it because it will be better to not be confused. Work is equal to force times acceleration, right? Okay, and we have force already is equal to what? I mean force times distance. Here it will be force times distance, and here what we have for force? MA, which is M times acceleration. m times acceleration, right? Okay, because of, first of all, we'll find force, that's mass times acceleration, and acceleration is the place of gravity, that 10 meter per second square, because acceleration is equal to gravity, the same thing. So that means acceleration, or both of them, is equal to what? 10 meter per second square. Okay, now what we will do here, we will find force, that means 30 kilogram times what? 30 kilogram times, so that means mass, which is 30 kilogram, times acceleration, which is 10 meter per second square, right? So that means what we will have, 30 times 10, it will be 300 Newton. For force, we will find, or we will get, force is equal to what? 300 Newton. Okay, now after finding the force, we'll find the distance. Already we have the distance, right, which is 70 meters. And for work, the formula for work is equal to force times distance, which is 300 Newton times what? Times distance, which is 70 meters. So that means we will find the answer, which it will be 21,000 watt. Okay, after that, what we will get here, 21,000, we will find, so that means we will find power. But before writing what is the form, what is the unit of here? What is the unit for work? It is joule, right? Joule. Now we are going to find power, which is work over time. So that means 21,000 joule over what we have in time, 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds. So that means it will be over 3. Now after dividing them, we will get what? 7,000. It will be 7,000, right? Or in another form, we can write it 7 times 10 to the power of 3, right? 7 times 10 to the power of 3. So that means the correct choice, or the correct answer for question number 23 is the choice B, which is 7 times 10 to the power of 3 watt. Okay, in question number 24, it says which of the following is not correctly matched? Is not correctly matched, right? First of all, pressure. We have density, force, and pressure, right? Density and force, both of them are correct. But we have two pressures. Which one it will be the correct answer? Or which one it will be the wrong one? ml to the power of -1 times T to the power of -2, or pressure, which is ml the power of negative 1 times T the power of negative 3. First of all, let's see the units or the formula of pressure. Like for example here, pressure is equal to what? Is equal to force over area, right? Force over area. And force is equal to Newton. Its unit is Newton, right? And Newton is equal to what? Kilogram times meter per second square. So that means its dimension, it will be mlt the power of negative 2. And area, its unit is what? Meters squared, right? And its dimension is L the power of 2. Now pressure, it will be mlt the power of negative 2 over L the power of 2. That means when we bring L the power of 2 up, it will be ml the power of negative 1 times T the power of negative 2. So that means the choice which is not correct is choice D, which is pressure ml the power of negative 1 times T the power of negative 3. It's not correct. It should be negative 2 the power of negative 2. So choice D is a correct answer, which is not correct, which is not correctly matched. So choice D is the answer. Okay, now in question number 25, it says when a 0.2 kilogram body is immersed into water in a measuring cylinder, the level of water rises from 20 centimeter cube to 60 centimeter cube. As shown in the figure, what is the density of body? Okay, first of all, we have the level of water that rises from 20 centimeter cube to 60 centimeter cube. First of all, we'll find the difference between 60 centimeter cube and 20 centimeter cube. That means it will be 40 centimeter cube, right? 40 centimeter cube. Okay, now what we'll find, we have the mass, which is 0.2 kilogram, and the formula, it will be gram over centimeter cube, right? So that means we'll convert kilogram into gram, and we will convert 0.2 kilogram for gram, it will be 200 gram, right? Now we have the gram and we have the centimeter cube, so that means we will make over, we'll make 200 gram divided by what, or over what? 40 centimeter cube. Now after dividing them, the last answer, it will be 5 gram over centimeter cube. So this is the last answer, or the correct answer for question number 25, which is the choice A. Okay, now question number 26. In question number 26 says the scientific notation of 0.0000492 second is what? so easy. First of all, we'll bring from 2, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or we can say what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which will be 4.92 times 10 to the power of negative 7. So the correct answer for question number 26 is B. Now in question number 27, it says which of the following graph represents uniform accelerated motion? First of all, what's the meaning of uniformly accelerated motion? Is the motion of an object along a straight line with a constant increase in its velocity. With a constant increase in its velocity. So that means the correct answer for question number 27 is the choice C. Now question number 28 says which of the following is not effect of force? Deformation, to stop a moving body, to start motion, or to change mass. First of all, to stop a moving body, to start motion, and to change mass is the correct answer for choice of is the correct answer for effect of force, right? It's the effect of force. But the one which is not the effect of force is deformation. So the correct answer that's different from the others is deformation. Now question number 29. A car is due south for 2 hours and cover a distance at 72 km. What is the velocity of the car in meter per second? It says the car is due to south, right? For 2 hours. So that means, of course, it will be 10 meters per second due south. So the correct answer for question number 29 is A. Okay, now question number 30 says which of the following is true about pressure? Pressure increase with decrease of a force, or pressure decrease with the increase of a force, or pressure increase with the increase of a force, or pressure is not affected by a force. First of all, as we said before, that pressure, the formula of pressure is equal to force over area, right? Force over area. And we will have pressure that is equal to force over area. When pressure increase, force also will increase. When pressure increase, area decrease. And reversing, when pressure decrease, area increase, right? So that means the correct answer, or the true about pressure, it will be C, that pressure increase with the increase of force, because pressure is directly proportional to force and it's inversely proportional to area. So the correct answer for question number 30, which is true, is choice C. Pressure increase with the increase of force. Okay, now question number 31, it says in hydraulic press, the smaller piston has an area of 6 cm3, while has larger piston has an area of 300 cm3. If force of 30 Newton is applied on the smaller piston, what load can it lift up? Okay, what we have here is the hydraulic press, and I think you know the formula of the hydraulic press, which is P1 is equal to P2, or F1 over A1 is equal to F2 over F2, right? Let me write it. Here, F1 over A1, which is equal to F2 over A2, right? Okay, F1 over A1 is equal to F2 over A2. Okay, after having the formula, we will place everything. We'll place the numbers in place of their symbols. Like for example, what we have here, the smaller piston has an area. Smaller piston, which is F1, an area of 6 centimeters square, while the larger piston has an area of 300 centimeter cube. Actually, there is a mistake here because he says centimeter cube. It's not centimeter cube. It should be centimeter square. Anyway, it will be 300 centimeter cube. Square. And what we have here, if force of 30 Newton is applied on the smaller piston, what load can it lift up? In place of F1, it will be the larger, which it will be 300 centimeter square over what? We don't know. Is equal to first of all, force, which is, it will be 30 Newton, is applied on the smaller piston. Okay, and smaller piston we have 6 centimeter squared. 6 centimeter squared. So that means over 6 is equal to what we have here, smaller piston, we don't know the force, over 300, right? Okay, after making crisscross, that means 30 times 300 and 6 times x, or the force that we don't know, and after dividing them you will get the last answer, which it will be 1500 Newton. So that means the correct answer, or the correct choice for question number 31 is choice B. Now question number 32. Which one of the following does not affect the pressure exerted by a liquid on the base of a container? The density of the liquid, the depth of the liquid below the surface, or the value of acceleration due to gravity, or the shape of the container? What we have here, which one of the following does not affect the pressure exerted by a liquid, is the shape of the container. So the correct answer for question number 32 is D. Why? Because the value of acceleration due to gravity and the depth of the liquid below the surface and the density of the liquid affect the pressure exerted by a liquid on the base of the container. Now question number 33 says heat is transferred along a metal spoon by what? Transmission, convection, radiation, or conduction? Of course it will be conduction, because conduction is used a medium, but convection, it doesn't use a medium. Transmission is not between them really, and radiation is trapped vacuum. Now question number 34 says during which process do particles of matter absorb energy? Of course melting and vaporization, because melting, that's from solid to liquid, and vaporization, that's from gas to solid. That's of course the process do particles of matter absorb energy. It's melting and vaporization. So that means the correct answer for question number 34 is B. Okay, now question number 35. We have it should be here 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistors are connected to 6 volt battery as shown below. The current from the battery is what? First of all, if you make the formula, that's 1 over R1 or 1 over R is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus, no, it will be like this, right? 1 over R is equal to 1 over R1, or 1 over R is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. And also there is another formula. If there is more than 2 resistance, that can be what? R1 times R2, and continue also, over R1 plus R2 plus continue also. There's two formulas for parallel. If what? If the circuit is parallel. So we are going to use these two formula. So after finding the resistance, we'll find the current, which it will be what? I is equal to V, which is volt, over R, which is resistance. After placing the numbers in place of their symbols, you will get the last answer, which is for current 2 ampere, the last answer. So that means the last answer for question number 35 is C, which is 2 ampere. Okay, now question number 36. It says, which condition is correct of air pressure? It decreases with altitude, or it does not show any change, or it increases with altitude, or it is lowest at the ground. Of course, about air pressure, when air pressure increase, altitude decrease. So the correct answer for question number 36 is choice A. Okay, now question number 37. It says, which of the following does not affect the strength of an electromagnet? What we have here: increasing the number of turns, reversing current direction, inserting core material, decreasing current. First of all, increasing the number of turns, inserting core material, and decreasing current all are effect of the strength of an electromagnet, but the one which is different from the other, and it's not the effect of the strength of electromagnet, is reversing current direction. So the correct answer, which is not effect, is choice B. Okay, now in question number 38 says, which of the following statement is true about resistance of a conducting wire? Decrease as it gets longer, or decrease as it gets thinner, or decrease as it gets shorter, or increase as it gets thicker? The answer, of course, it will be decrease as it gets shorter. Why? Because it says resistance of a conducting wire. When it's getting shorter, it will decrease. It will decrease. So the correct answer for question number 38 is choice C. Now question number 39. Which of the following device uses heating effect of electric current? It will be electric stove, right? Which of the following device uses heating effect of electric current is the electric stove. Now question number 40. A compass needle deflects in a magnetic field. This shows that magnetic field has what? Mass, speed, acceleration, or direction? Of course, it will be the direction. Okay, now question number 41. It says a transformer is being designed to have 800 volt output with 160 volt input. If there are to be 1000 turns of wire in the input coil, How many turns must there in the output coil? First of all, to write the formula, it will be what? VP over VS is equal to NP over NS. Now VP is the input and VS is the output. VP is the input volt and VS is the output volt. So that means what will make 160 over 800 is equal to 1000 over X, or we don't know, for NS, right, for output coil. Now after creasing cross, what we will get here, it will be 800,000 over 160, right? Then the last answer, it will be 5,000. So the correct answer for question number 41 is C. Okay, now in question number 42 it says what? As the angle of an incident ray of light on a water surface increases, the angle of the reflected ray also increases, or stays the same, or decrease, or will be half of the angle of incidence. As the angle of incident ray of light on a water surface increases, right, the angle of the reflected ray also increases. So the correct answer for question number 42 is A. Now question number 43 says two mirrors with angle 60 degree between them. The total number of image formed by reflection equals to what? The formula, as we know, that it is 360 degree over theta minus 1, right? So that means it will be 360 over what we have here. We have 60 degree, right? Over 60 minus 1. So that means 360 over 60 minus 1. It will be here by cut 0 by 0, here by 6 by 1, and here by 6 also to be by 6, because 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So that means 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. So the correct answer for question number 43 is 5 images. Now question number 44, it says if radius of curvature is 60 centimeter, what is the focal length of the mirror? We have 30 centimeter, 120 centimeter, 60 centimeter, or 100 centimeter. First of all, the formula here, what we have for focal length, focal F is equal to R over 2, right? R over 2. But now we want to find, first of all, what we have here, radius, which is 60 centimeter. So that means 60 over 2, it will be 30. 60 over 2 is equal to 30. So that means 30 centimeter is the correct answer. Choice A. Now question number 45. Where should an object be placed so that a real and inverted image of the same size is obtained using a convex lens of focal length? Of course it will be a 2 focal. 2F. That means the correct answer for question number 45 is B. Choice B. Now this was the last answer for the last question in this model, in physics model. I hope that you benefit from this video and benefit from the questions that was in this video, and understand how to bring the answers for the questions. Inshallah, in the coming videos we are gonna to solve more videos or more models with you. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Goodbye.